Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys for watching this video live, and thank you those of you that are watching the replay as well. Before we get into the readings tonight, I would like to let you guys know that I have added a new service to my website, and the service is a general compatibility reading, an astrological reading for you and the person you're interested in, or the person that you're dating, or the person that you're with, and then also an extensive relationship synastry reading for those of you in more of a serious relationship where both partners are ready to kind of optimize their relationship or take their relationship to the next level, and kind of figure out what things need to be worked out, and what are the things that are, you know, working for you, working against you, and how you can maneuver the dynamics of your relationship or your charts to best serve each other. So those two readings are available on my website, and you can just go to it. I think there's a link to my website, but it's channelforgrace.guru, and check those out. Also, I am almost ready to upload the Module 2 registration so that people can start registering for Module 2 for my AQUARIAN astrology class. And of course, Module 1 is there and ready for anybody that wants to join us on the journey. The modules for the astrology course are only $33, so make sure that you guys sign up. If you want to learn astrology, this is like a deal. And also, if you haven't yet signed up for my newsletter, I give you a free moon astrology guide to tell you about what your psychic moon gifts are, depending on the sign that your moon is in, when you sign up for my email list or my newsletter. And then I also send a weekly moon magic report, as well as other emails when very powerful transits happen, like the 3 retrogrades that just happened this week. Hello. I got those emails sent out, so if you're on the email list, you get a lot of really awesome information for free, complimentary. Anyways, thank you guys for being here tonight. The list is fully open. If you want to sign up, it's $25 sent to my PayPal, and the link is in the description. Let's see who's actually in here watching already. I see that Christina's here, Shannon's here, Wendy's here. Chanel, hello. Rebecca, hello. Valerie, how's it going? Hermoso, welcome. Mia, hello. It's been so long since I've been able to join live. Well, I'm glad you're here tonight. Good to have you here. And then we have Orbicron. You're not. I just started, you guys. Thank you, Wendy, for moderating, and Shannon, and all the moderators that are in here, Shannon, Rebecca, and Wendy. And thank you guys for your help. Tonight, we've actually got 2 people on the list already. We've got Valerie, and we've also got Christina G, and there's a possible 3rd person. We're waiting for confirmation on that. Hey, Saj, I'm Gemini and partner is a Sag. Is the current North Node, South Node switch relatable to our connection in any way? So Saj, if you want to ask a question, you can get on the list by sending $25 to my PayPal if you want to ask a specific question. But we do have a list going, so I encourage you guys to get on the list. You can choose from a natal chart reading. I can look at your natal chart. I can also do a transit reading, so I superimpose the transit onto your chart and show you what's kind of happening right now and how it's affecting you personally. And I've also added, if you want to do a compatibility reading, for mini readings, I'm going to start doing those too, and I'm really excited. I think there might be a couple of you guys that already want that tonight. So we added that to the possible list, and I just saw Abby got on the list as well. So what's the last thing? Oh, tarot. It's getting left behind. I'm just kidding. Tarot and Oracle is always amazing. I love doing the tarot readings myself. So let me go check the PayPal real quick and update the list, and then we'll get started. Give it all you've got. Give it all you've got. I've been listening to Nako all day, and so I'm going to be singing his songs, okay, because they're in my head. So Jamie Doyle, I just put your name down on the list. If Nicole, if you're watching, I don't know if you're watching, Nicole, but if you are, it might be because she's been trying to send me money through email. It might be because it's not eligible, like maybe you're not able to send money to my email. It's not incorrect. The email is correct. It's just possible that it's just not able to send money to that email for some reason. But that's the only official email I have that's connected to any bank account. So we'll get your PayPal fixed for next time. And I'm so sorry that we couldn't figure it out today. So let's see what's going on in the chats. I know, me too, Wendy, me too. It was just a matter of time, I know. Well, I read an entire book last week. That's what happened. Because that's how I am. I'm actually going to also take a course, a synastry course on, relationship readings. So I'm really excited about that. Because I can't ever stop learning. I know the astrology, but the language of like the synastry chart, which is what they call Rebecca, which is what they call the compatibility charts. It's like a different language. Yeah, Cash App apparently it doesn't work in Canada. We tried, Wendy. His songs are always flowing through my head. Yes. You should listen to the full album. Oh, Jamie is your husband. I put my info. Okay. So it's Abby. So you guys, I am going to need you to have your info ready for me to post it in the chat when it's your turn, because it flows way more easily that way. Instead of me having to like go back and forth between all the different places that people are sending me messages. Because some people send me a messenger, some people send me an email, some people put it on the PayPal. So it's just, if we just keep it streamlined to one spot right here in the chat, that's going to make it way more smooth, and I can do many more readings. that way. So please have it ready, Abby, when it's your turn. Let's see. Let's see. Nice. I love that, Wendy. I love that. Okay. So, Valerie, let's go ahead and start. I don't know what kind of reading you wanted me to do. I think you were wondering, you were kind of wanting a synastry reading. Have you guys, has anybody heard like the Nako album today? I guess it came out today. His album called Take Your Power Back. Ooh, cool. Okay. So it's going to take me a minute to input all that information, but let's do it. Give it on. A lot of those songs I've like heard already. And I love them. He just had never put them in an album. You know, he's been playing a lot of those songs since before My Name is Bear album. It's kind of crazy. And also don't, if you want to get on the list, don't wait to get on the list, you guys. Fort Wayne. Because it tends to get filled up every single Friday, which is amazing. I'm so thankful. Indiana. So it's, is it correct what I'm reading? For you, 9/11/58, 8:32 a.m., Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just making sure. 9/11/58, 8:32 a.m., Fort Wayne. Okay. And then the second charge, we'll call it him. 11/17, 11/17/60. Sorry, I think I'm gonna be silly today. 1:46 p.m. In LA. His name is Greg. Okay, let's put Greg. Let's fix that. Okay. 11/17/60, 1:46 p.m. in Los Angeles, California. Okay, let me take a picture of this. So I can tell you, and then I'll share it. Let me prepare the screen, share the screen. Give it all you've got. You've got. He's been having a live. Yeah, I've been watching it. I've been watching some of it. It's actually, it's pretty cool. He has guests or all the people that kind of worked on the album. Oh, hey, Nicole. No, yeah, you're welcome. So down, part problem, and twisted. Had you guys heard those songs? I mean, he's had them on YouTube, right? I mean, you guys have heard some of those before, right? Nako? Yeah. All right, give me a second. My computer is like having connection issues. So let's attempt this one more time. Give it all you've got. That's one of my favorite songs. There we go. 2269. And that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Do 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 do. There are no lines here. I saw that, Rebecca, you just got on the list too. So awesome. So here we go. You guys should be able to see. Let me see if you can see that. You should be able to see that. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So here's what I'm going to look at for these mini readings. What we're going to look at like what Venus is doing, especially when it comes to the elements, because the elements are a big part of synastry. For example, if the elements are compatible with each other and you have a lot of like the same kind of elements or similar elements like this, or a balanced combination of elements, that will really tell a lot of compatibility in a relationship. So, Valerie, you've got Venus in Virgo, which is an earth sign. And he's got Venus in Capricorn, which is also an earth sign. So that tells me, so Venus represents how you attract, like who you attract, or like who you call in. And so you're going to call, like, you're going to kind of, you know, be a magnet for someone who does have earth sign. Plus you have a lot of earth in your chart. So if someone has, you know, a Venus in the same element, we call that a harmonious aspect. And so that to me tells me, from a starting point, that's a good sign, because you guys both have, and I bet you that these two are trining. I don't know if you can, I don't know if I can tell. If I actually go back to here where your actual charts and look at the grid, yep, there it is. Venus is trine Venus, and you guys do have moon square sun. Okay, so going back over here, so they're trine. So that's a really good aspect for the Venuses to be in contact with each other, and then to also be in both earth signs is a very positive, harmonious aspect, and will create a lot of attraction, because basically you guys, you're attracted to each other. That's basically what that means. So the other planet that we look at in terms of compatibility is Mars. And you have Mars in Taurus. He's got Mars in Cancer. Mars is how you, Mars is basically how you love, in a sense. It's like, so if Venus is who you attract, Mars is how you love. It's like, how do you express that love? How do you take action when it comes to that love? And for you, Valerie, with Mars, you are, you're more grounded in that sense. You would like to do things like with some stability. You're also probably very like sensual. You enjoy things, you would like things or enjoy things when they're more sensual, because Taurus is actually a Venus ruled sign. And so that makes your Mars, it doesn't make it feminine, but it makes it have these feminine qualities. Your drive has very feminine qualities, and that will be luring to someone with Venus in an earth sign as well. So, but when we look at his Mars is in water. So you have to think about it. You guys have 3 earth signs, right? Earth, 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 and then here's a water sign. So to me, it's not like completely two opposite ends of the spectrum. You like the sensual things, you like the sensual contact, and for him, he's gonna like to connect to his feelings. So if you're able to meet him in that place of feelings, then the relationship will work out well, because the water element and the earth element, I feel like they do go good together. They don't like clash too crazy. Like, for example, water and air will clash a lot, but water and earth can get along, because I think the earth element will actually help the water person ground a little bit more. But that's a difference in the way that you guys express right? Express your love. He'll express it through his feelings. You'll express it through like touch, sense, your senses. You'll be more physical about it. He'll be more emotional about it. So you just have to be aware of how that plays out in the dynamic of your relationship. And then the last thing that I'm going to look at in these mini readings is actually the sun. You've got sun in Virgo, and he's got sun in Scorpio. So same thing. And this might be, let me just double check the aspects. So your suns are not aspecting, but his sun is squaring your moon, which is the other thing that we're going to talk about, which is a challenging aspect. So when you think about the sun in Virgo, so a lot of your personality is like the analytical one, right? It's like you observe things, you look at the details of things, and it's not about diving deep. But it is about, it's not diving deep in the sense of Scorpio and Virgo. You know, I don't know, like these two signs, I feel like they could very possibly get along if they give each other space to be with each other. But then there's the other aspect of these two specific signs, even though, like, for example, Taurus and Cancer, I see those two signs as getting along. But when I look at Virgo and Scorpio, I see like there's a little bit of a clash there. If you understand like those specific signs, Virgo's very particular with itself, right? Very particular personality. And then you look at Scorpio, it's also a very particular personality. So there could be like a challenging aspect here, like butting heads a little bit, because you don't really understand the other way's ability to shine bright, because the sun is your inner light. So then the last aspect is the moon. And so then again, you've got the moon you've got the moon in Leo, and he's got the moon in water. So those are like, they don't really get along, those two signs. The Leo moon is going to be very expressive, and in this sense they do get along. The Leo moon is going to be very expressive. It's gonna need a lot of attention. It's going to want to be valued. It's going to want to be the center of attention, right? And then the Scorpio moon is going to be it's going to be very expressive in terms of emotions, but it's not going to, it also kind of is all engulfing in itself to have a moon in Scorpio, because it's very intense to feel so deeply. So we will be married 35 years, and for the most part we are complete opposite. I was just curious what the charts show. Nice. Yeah, I realize I'm like talking as if you guys are not even together. But yeah, so that's, I mean, it still applies. You're going to want to really express yourself and be the center of attention, and he is going to want to be very emotional in terms of like the way he expresses himself. So he might be volatile in a different way than you, because if you think of Scorpio and Leo, they're both like really expressive signs, but Scorpio is much more withdrawn and Leo is much more in your face. So that's what I see right there with those two. So I would consider that like a challenging aspect in the relationship. Okay, cool. And then his if I go back over here, his sun is squaring your moon. His sun is over here, is squaring your moon. And so that's a challenging aspect, because any squares or oppositions are actually challenging aspects. So when you think of this, it's like he wants to shine bright. His sun wants to shine bright and be itself as a Scorpio sun. And your moon also wants to be like the king, wants to express itself. And so your emotions might not allow him to fully express his light, or vice versa. His sun might overpower your need to express yourself. It can go either way. So that's what I see. It's interesting that you say that we're opposites. And you also, you know, when you look at it, he's got a lot of water and you have a lot of earth. So it's like this relationship has to really make an effort to get along with each other. But let's see, you do have water also. And let me see, is there anything that's missing here? There's earth, fire, water, and then, okay, there is a little bit of air. There's not enough air though. That's what I'm feeling. It's like the air element is kind of missing, right? So like you guys might not be like the type to like communicate with each other and like have a lot of conversations with each other. But you'll be in each other's presence. You'll be like this grounding presence, and he'll be like in the space, and you'll communicate in a different way, like in more of an intuitive way than in a mental way. You guys might not. Well, your Leo moon is going to want to talk and stuff, and maybe he'll be able to listen because the Scorpio is more like withdrawn. But also that can be frustrating for the Leo moon because the Leo moon wants to like. It wants things to be exciting. And so the water, right? The water in his chart will like dampen your Leo moon. So that's what I got for you. That was really fun. That was super fun. Oh my God, these are going to be epic. Okay, so we have got Valerie. So the next reading is actually Christina G. I don't know if she's in the chat. Yeah, Rebecca. I know, right? I know. And I know a couple more people got on the list too. I love it. It's exactly on. Lately hushes me. God. Well, if you think about that Scorpio energy, it's like kind of a loner. Like I know Scorpios, and I know a lot of Scorpios. And they can't, it also depends on, oh no, it's Wednesday. It kind of depends on like, oh God. It depends on like the rest of the chart, like what the rest of the chart looks like. But the attraction I think the attraction that initially brought you guys together was that Venus contact of like Earth attracts Earth, right? You guys felt like a balancing energy in both of each other. You felt that connection because of that earth element. And then after that, later in the relationship, that's when the real like serious stuff starts coming up. That's when you start to look at the outer planets. So that normally, like if you wanted to do my extensive astrology reading for anybody, not just for you, Valerie, but for anybody, it's like that part of the reading we'll look at into the outer planets, right? Yeah. Right, Rebecca? Okay, let me update the list real quick, and I am going to also do Christina G's reading, which she already sent me information and told me she might not be able to be here live. Okay, Rebecca, adding you on the list, and then we have Chanel. But she wanted a transit reading, so if she's not here, I told her I would do the reading anyways. She wants to know, let's go back to here. She wants to know, what do I see in terms of relationships in her chart? So this is her chart, and you guys should be able to see it. Hey Magali, how's it going? Okay, so this is Christina. This is the reading for Christina G, and she wants me to look at her transits. So when I looking at anything having to do with relationship in terms of transits, what we want to look at is like the planets that represent like love. Mostly Venus. Venus is the planet of love. She kind of rules our relationship house. So Venus and any aspects that are happening to your 7th house planets are things that I'm going to look at. In your chart, you have Venus. Venus right now is in Gemini for everyone, and she just went retrograde, by the way. If you didn't get to watch my retrograde video, make sure you watch it. it's a pick a card reading to give you insight onto that transit. But she just went retrograde, and she's transiting your second house of finances, but also business relationships. Now she rules your, she rules the seventh house. And look at this. You have Taurus rising, which means that you are actually, your ruling planet of your chart is actually Venus. She rules your chart. When whatever sign your rising is in, that's the planet that rules your chart. So with Venus ruling your chart, what she does to your chart, how she aspects your chart is very important. Now, right now what I'm seeing is there's going to be a lot of changes and shifting in your house of finances and the material world, but also your relationship to tangible things in life. We're all going on this journey with Venus into the underworld to reclaim parts of ourselves that have been lost. So I feel like for you, this is going to be focused on finances and how you bring money into your life, and also business relationships. Not a lot related to like love or marriage or relationship, right? I just have to be honest with what I see here in the chart. It's really aspecting your financial house. So, and also the other thing that I want to say is when Venus is retrograde, it's not really a time to like, it's an inward journey, and it's not, I would really recommend like starting a new relationship until she goes direct June 25th, because the internal journey that we all have to go through is to ask ourselves, is this what we love? Is this what we want in our lives? Am I happy here? And when you're not happy, you're supposed to make the changes in your life. And so you're sort of making these changes. You're figuring out your financial life. You're figuring out your financial world. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to look at your the planets that are in your seventh house. So you've got Neptune in Sagittarius. You do have Venus in Scorpio. Interesting, Venus rules your chart, and she is in your seventh house in Scorpio. And that's how you attract someone. So you attract someone by like doing this sort of like luring energy. You're kind of in the background. You're not really, you're not too much out there. You're a little more introverted when it comes to like calling somebody in. Like you attract by being mysterious. That's how I'm going to put that. And you've also got Mercury right there. So if we see what aspects are going on here, let me see. So let's go over here. So you've got Uranus right now is transiting, hey Dawn, transiting your first house of the self. And it looks like it might have entered there like not too long ago. It entered your first house not too long ago. That is a rebuilding of your sense of self. It's like right now what you're working on is and I've heard you talk about this before. You're working on becoming a new person. You're working on yourself. You're really focusing on that. And you're rebuilding your sense of self. And Uranus right now is actually, if you look over here, it's opposing Venus, who is actually in your seventh house of relationships. So this is a rebuilding of your sense of self, but also opposing your sense of relationship, like your sense of who you are in terms of for the other. So again, I see this Venus is working with Uranus, because Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is a Venus ruled sign, and you're ruled by Venus. So here's what I see. You're going through a very powerful self-transformation. You're rebuilding your sense of self. You're also rebuilding anything that has to do with your finances and your relationship to the material world, to the things that you own in your life. Maybe you're reworking everything so that your finances are better, or you're starting to choose a completely different way of making money. And then there's also an electrifying thing. This might be a positive thing. If Uranus is electricity and Uranus activates and electrifies things, and he's opposing, right, Venus, he's actually pulling really strongly. He's pulling Venus into the first house, right? He's pulling your Venus into your first house and asking you to focus on yourself right now. So I don't see exactly this being a time to go out there and try to find somebody. I actually see this as a time of an internal look at yourself and do internal work. And once Venus goes direct on June 25th, remember she's over here. So June 25th, she's going to go direct. She is going to start moving into she's going to move into your third house, and in, you know, still in, you know, Gemini. And then when she moves into Cancer, she's going to start moving a lot faster after this retrograde. Then she's going to move into, you know, your fourth house of the home. Now, that might be a better time, right? Because Venus in Cancer will be a water sign, and you're also a water sign in terms of Venus. So that might be a good time in the house of the home. So it's like, it's more of like, okay, the person on the outside comes into your home, right? The person in your seventh house, right? Your relationship comes into the home. So that's what I'm seeing here. Hopefully that'll give you some insight into what's coming. And then she'll move into your fifth house. And, you know, when she gets into Scorpio, you know, when she goes back into Scorpio, which is going to be sometime next year, and she conjuncts, you know, your Venus right here at 13 degrees of Scorpio, like, I don't know, maybe by that time you will find somebody. Maybe by that time you will have found yourself enough to be open to receive some other energy coming in. But that was a really cool reading. Okay. So that is Christina. So now we've got Abby. Abby. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, me too, Shannon. It's fun. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Dawn. So, okay, so Abby wants a transit reading, so we're going to pull up her chart. So you want a transit reading, and then the other question that I have to ask you is, what do you want to know? Do you want just a general transit reading and see how it's affecting, or is there like a specific thing that you're kind of dealing with that you want maybe some clarification on? June 5th, 1980. (2:32 a.m.) Glendale. Okay. 6/5/1980, 2:32 a.m. in Glendale. All right, let's find this. And let's add the transits going on right now. And take a picture. That's how I learned to be alone, coming from a broken home. Give it all you've got. Give it all you've got. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Abby. I feel for you. Okay. Wow. That just got heavy real fast. So let's see what I see. Well, you do have, you know, Sun in Gemini, Aries rising. You do have the moon in Pisces, and you have Venus in Gemini too. I have Venus in Gemini too. What has been going on for you, like the bigger theme of what's been going on for you, Abby, is here in your 10th and 11th houses, interestingly enough. Pluto, the planet of death, change, and transformation, has been transiting your 10th house of career. And he has also conjuncted Saturn in your 10th house, and he has also conjuncted Jupiter, and he will conjunct Jupiter again. What this says is that there's a lot of changes going on in your house of career. And this is also how you show up in the world. This has been changing, right? I mean, this kind of aligns with what you just said. The way that you show up into the world is completely been shifted. There's been a complete turnover, and there's there's a blank slate, and then the universe is asking you to show up in a different way to the world. Maybe there's something that you have to share that you've never shared before. Maybe there's a new business that you want to start, or new projects or things like that. Or maybe you just want to go out there and be in the world and share your story, because the 11th house is about sharing yourself with the world in a different way than you have ever before. That's a big transit. That has a lot to do with career. You may also be just experiencing a lot of career changes in your life right now. Those are the houses that Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter are affecting right now in your chart. And this is, I'm talking about, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Hey, Lindsay. And the Saturn-Pluto conjunction happened in January, and then the Jupiter and Pluto conjunctions are going to continue to happen all the way into November. So this is like this. I'm talking about like years spanning of this aspect on your chart. Let's see what else. So Venus is. So you were born with Venus retrograde at 29 degrees of Gemini. So you just had Venus aspect your chart almost very close to a conjunction. This is interesting because, Venus is the planet of love. It's how we attract love. It's also how we love. You've been thinking about going back to school? Cool. Yeah, that's good. You do have Neptune in Sagittarius, which is the seeker of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, or any kind of higher education, honestly. So that might be a desire that maybe you're now accessing. But Venus is, in terms of relationships and in terms of communication, like the realm of communication is really being changed as well. You are going to be learning through this Venus retrograde how to communicate more clearly, how to really speak your truth and be precise and detailed about what it is that you want to share. In a sense, get organized. When she goes back direct on June 25th, she's going to keep, moving along, and she's actually going to conjunct the North Node. I'm going to talk about this aspect, the Venus conjunct the North Node, for the spring webinar, which we're going to do on June 20th. That's the new moon solar eclipse. I think on that day or somewhere around that day, somewhere around that week, we're going to do not the spring webinar, but the summer webinar, where I'll cover the next 3 months starting on the summer solstice. And this is one of the aspects that's happening. Remember that Venus was moving towards the North Node, and then she said, wait a minute, I'm not ready for that. Let's go back and go retrograde. and then go through this journey through the underworld. For you, it's in your house of communication. You learn to express yourself better. You reminisce on things from the past. You let go of things that no longer serve you. And then she turns direct and she starts moving. She's like, okay, now that I've dealt with all that stuff, now I can go and meet up with the North Node and focus more on destiny and where I'm going or where I want to take myself in the future in terms of relationships. And that's how it's aspecting you in your chart. Let's see what else. You know, I feel like with the South Node transiting your 9th house of spiritual integration and spirituality and your beliefs, I feel like you're being tested, like your faith is really being tested right now. But what it's doing, it's again, South Node transits, they empty your cup, and your job is to refill that cup. So you have to connect with your Neptune here. Connect with that Pisces energy, with the connection to the divine, the mystical, the beyond this physical experience. And I would highly recommend that you do some kind of higher education so that you can refill that cup that's being emptied right now. And I think that's the main things that I see. So we're going to stop it right there. And again, I'm so sorry for your loss. And thank you again for getting a reading with me, Abby. And I'm going to check the list once again, but next we have Rebecca. Awesome, Tanya. Let me go check. Let me go update the list. So we've got Lindsay added to the list. Linda. And Tanya. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Wendy. Thank you for moderating, Wendy. You're welcome, Abby. Okay. Yeah, another compatibility chart. So let me get the chart pulled up. Charts pulled up. So we'll put you in the middle. We'll put you on the inside. And 11/23/1978. Isn't this fun, you guys? I'm having a blast. These fucking compatibility readings. Sorry, my language. That was crazy. Don't use the F word, Jai. Stop it. Don't do it. I know you do it all day, every day, but don't do it live on YouTube, okay? It's inappropriate. Okay, got it. Jackson. I really have to watch myself. It's really bad. And I talk to myself. Okay, so November 23rd, 1978, 10:37 p.m., Jackson, Tennessee. Okay, we got one. And then the second one is... Awesome, Jess. Glad you're enjoying it. Oh, nice. I love that. Yeah, that's cool, Rebecca. 5/16/1980. (5/16/1980), 8:16 a.m. Yeah, the next thing I want to study is numerology. God, I'm like a sponge. I don't want to stop. Numerology, so I can add that to my astrology readings. Helena. Yeah, these take a little bit longer to input. All right. 5/16/1980. 8:16 a.m. in Helena. Okay. Let's check it out. Give it all you got. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kidding. Oh, yay, Wendy. I'm so glad. I was wondering about that. Take a picture of it. Post it in the group, in the Channel for Grace Soul Tribe to show everybody what you got. That you won the prize. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so you have, let's start with the sun. No, let's start with Venus. You have Venus in Scorpio. He's got Venus in Cancer. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'll stop. Oh my God, do not do that. There was a missing announcement. Oh, well, do it again. Try it again, Nicole. Don't stop. You're not stupid. It happens. It's all good in the hood. Just try it again. There's still room on the list. Okay. So, that, I love that. I mean, you guys really understand. You guys really understand each other in terms of your emotions. Like, you drew each other in because you were like, oh my God, like, look at, he's like a feminine man, you know, like, and I want to feel, and I just want to, and I just want to like, you know, connect with this person emotionally, you know? And so that is something like, that drew you guys in together. I want to check something else real quick. Yep, your Venuses are trining as well. So really positive aspect. So far, so good. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, I'm being ridiculous right now. I'm sorry. It's an obnoxious night, okay? So let's see. Okay, Mars. You have Mars in fire, which is actually conjunct your, well, not exactly conjunct your sun, but it's like pretty close to it. In the same sign is kind of a big deal. And he's got Mars in Earth. So oh my God, the things that want to come out of my mouth that I'm like stopping myself. I know there's difficult stuff too. So this would be a little bit more of a challenging aspect, the Mars, because your Mars in fire, right? The way that you go for that love, the way that you go for that, like, that heart that he's got, like his emotions, it's like, it's very passionate. It's like very, it's almost like overpowering. Like the fire energy can like burn somebody else alive, you know, depending on their, you know, what they have going on in their chart. And then the Earth Mars might feel like that's a little bit too much, you know, because the Mars in Virgo might be like, whoa, like, chill out. This is, yeah, exactly. Like, okay, he might actually be very critical of, like, he might be very specific about how he wants things done. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So he might be like, no, that's out of control. And we need to pull it back together. Or he might be like, he might really love it. You know what I mean? You never know. I don't necessarily feel like fire and earth clash too much. Like, well, for example, earth and water will keep each other like kind of even keel, like Cancer and like Taurus, right? But earth and fire can, you know, yes and no. It can clash and it can't. Plus, I think that your Mars might be squaring. Let's see. Okay, they're not exactly squaring, but they are They are 3 signs apart, which acts a little bit like a square. So, so that's a challenging aspect. I'm going to just say, I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's look at the sun. So again, same thing happens with the suns. You have sun in Sagittarius. He's got sun in Taurus. So your light shines really, really bright, right? And his light shines in a very different way. Your suns are almost, in a sense, they're almost opposing, not quite, but in a sense they are, you know, because you can see them. They're not exactly, you know, they look like they're opposite visually in this chart, but if his sun would have been, you know, in Gemini, then it definitely would have been that opposition. But still, it's like your light shines really bright in this fire element, and his light might feel like, he might actually, you know, honestly, he might actually really ground you. He might be like that grounding energy that a Sagittarius sun would need. That actually could be what's going on here, or what could go on here. Let's see what else. Let's look at the moons. So you've got moon in, ooh, that's actually interesting. I want to talk about that because that's interesting. You've got, you know, your moon is conjunct, his Saturn conjuncts your moon. So he might restrict. They're in the same sign, so maybe it's not that bad. You kind of understand it. You might restrict yourself in the same way, but his Saturn will try to restrict your ability, your emotional expression. That's what Saturn does in a relationship. But he's got his moon in Gemini, in an air sign. Well, actually, to me that's a match. To me that's a match, even though they are kind of squaring here. It's a match because Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. And so you understand each other, but for the Virgo, the Gemini can get in on its nerve. Like, I know that for sure. They can get on each other's nerve easy. I know that for sure. That's an aspect between Virgo and Gemini. That's how that works. So if I look at, yeah, exactly. So if I look at, in terms of elements, you have almost like a little bit of each element. You have a little bit of each. He has a little bit of each. And so that brings balance. That brings a lot of balance. Of course, you'd have to like dive deep into all the other aspects that are going on. Where is his rising? Okay, so he's also, yeah, so that's going to be another little clash. The fire, your Leo rising and his Cancer rising. It doesn't really like, they're like, what? But it's an attraction a little bit because you guys might be mutually curious of the other. Like, wow, that's a lot of like emotion over there. And then he goes, wow, that's like so like shiny and bright, you know? So, there we go. I'm going to leave it at that. That was fun. Okay. So next we've got Chanel, and I'm seeing comments about Nicole. Okay, awesome. Yay, it went through. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. So Chanel is next. Let's add Nicole to the bottom of the list and check the PayPal again. Okay. So Yeah, you're welcome. All right, another compatibility chart. So let's pull them up. I'm going to be doing these every week, huh? Okay, 7/14/84. 1:53 a.m. Lansing, is that Michigan? Okay. So we've got, that's your chart, and then, sorry, number 7/14/84. Okay, got that first one. Now let's enter in the second one. 6/12/79. 12:16 a.m. Born in same place. Okay, here we go. We're going to share it. Okay. So let's see what we see. You're welcome, Rebecca. Okay. Let's do Venus first. So you've got Venus in Cancer. So it's a water sign. He's got Venus in Air, in Gemini. So the way that, like, it's interesting. Are you guys, can I ask you if you guys are together or not? Hi, Kate. Let me look at the other ones too. You have Mars in water as well. And he's got Mars in Earth. Water, water. And then your sun is in water. That's a lot of water. His sun is in air. And then your moon is in air and his moon is in Capricorn. But his moon is opposing your sun. And your Mars are in opposing signs. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what that all means. I just wanted to visualize it for a second. So, okay. So, so here's the thing. So your Venus is in a water sign, which means that you need to be, you need nurturing in your life. Like, you're also a Cancer sun. Nurturing, like the way that you engage with someone in a relationship, you feel the most comfortable when you can either nurture other people, or you also long to be nurtured as well. Now the Venus Gemini is more in the mind, so it's much more intellectual. Now the reason that, so this would technically be a clash. However, let me actually check something real quick. If your Venus is trining. Yes, that's what I thought. His Venus trines your moon. That's what I wanted to look at because it looked like a trine right here. So Venus is trining, his Venus is trining your moon in air. So that's a connection point right there. Even though your Venus in Cancer and his Venus in Gemini would normally wouldn't really find a way to like understand each other, because air and water are very different, you do have your moon in air, which makes it so that you guys do find an ability to connect in terms of the mind. However, and also because he does have Mercury in Cancer too, he understands how you process things emotionally, because he also processes things emotionally. So those, I say, are harmonious. All of those things are kind of working well together. When it comes to Mars, because they're in opposing signs, this can create some tension. Hi, Maria. So the tension here is the way that you approach things in life, especially when it comes to relationships. So how you love, in a sense, is in a luring way. It's in a mysterious way. And how he does it is in a more sensual way. Because these signs are opposing, here's the thing that can happen when you guys have opposing things. They can either clash like majorly, or they can like completely like attract each other fully. And so there may be moments where it really feels like you guys are on opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of how you approach each other in a loving way. And then sometimes you're just like fully engulfed, like you're just loving each other up, because those two opposing signs are like opposites attract, right? That's what that means with your Mars. But Mars, remember, is also Mars opposing Mars can be like, you might get in a lot of arguments too. They can cause that as well. Your sun is in Cancer and his sun is in Gemini. So same thing, right? Same thing. You've got this air sign that is a foreign energy to you, really. He shines by expressing his thoughts. He shines by expressing his mind, and you shine by expressing your emotions. So you guys have to somehow find a way to understand each other, and this relationship requires communication, especially because of the opposing Mars. It requires communication and mutual understanding so that it doesn't go kind of haywire. And then the moons, this is interesting because his moon is actually opposing your sun. So what can happen here, so he desires to express himself in a more like he's probably the weirdest Gemini because he's got moon in Capricorn. That's just crazy. Like sun in Gemini, moon in Capricorn. That's like a weird combination. But anyways, he's very like, he's organized about his emotions. He may not show his emotions very much. And you show your emotions a lot, right? Because that's, I mean, you just shine through your emotions. Now your moon is actually in air. So you also express yourself in a mental way. But when it comes to the opposition between his moon and your sun, his expression, his emotional expression is almost, the sun can become the brighter one in the relationship and can kind of overpower the other one. So you might demand him a lot of emotion out of him that he might not be able to give or might not feel comfortable giving. So what he needs is to feel comfortable enough to be open and vulnerable with you. I'm sure by now you've figured it out. But that is what I see. And then where is his rising sign? He does have rising in Aquarius, which conjuncts, your moon in Aquarius. So that's the way he sees the world. He understands how you feel through the world. And then your rising sign is Taurus. And it's right there with his Mars, right? It's close to his Mars. So that means that you do understand, he does understand also in a sense how you see the world too, because he has that planet in that sign. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. and hopefully that resonated for you. Okay, I am going to check the PayPal again. The list might be full. We've got Jessica and Bridal. Okay, so we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're gonna close the list so we're not here forever. And I'll be back next week. Remember, if you want to get on the list for next week, like, go ahead, be my guest. But we've got Lindsay next. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I just did a relationship reading, like an extensive relationship reading for like this really awesome couple, and I had so much fun doing it. And we talked for like an hour and a half about like all the different aspects in their chart. And so that's the extensive astrology reading. If you're already in a relationship and you want to see how best you can help each other and support each other through each other's journey, and you want to optimize the relationship, I would highly recommend doing that. But if you're just getting to know somebody and you're wanting some general information, I do have I offer that general compatibility reading as well, which is a 30-minute reading. Oh no, Jess, it's okay. No, we'll get it done today. Let's not postpone anything. Okay. Transit. All right. Let us pull your charts. This is really fun. I love hanging out on Fridays, you guys. I really love it. I really hope that when I'm traveling that I can find Wi-Fi and still do this for you guys. I think I'll be able to. I'll make it work. Make it work. October 11th, 1985. And we've got 8, oh yeah, that's right. We were born at the same time, 8:45 a.m. Dallas, Texas. Okay. All right, so here we go. Oops. That was funny. Everything got all twisted. I got it twisted. Oh, I got it twisted. Did I make it in time? Kate, did you pay through PayPal? Did you already pay? Okay, so here's your chart and here are the transits. So let's see what we got. Just what's going on and what's big right now. Ooh, well, Venus is transiting your 8th house of death, change, and transformation. That's a pretty big deal. That's like an inner journey, transforming the things that have to do with like themes in your life of things that have, it's almost like the journey that Venus is taking into the underworld right now is very personal for you. For some people, it's like, it's about their relationships. For some people, well, it's about their money house. Or for some people, it's about their career. For other people, it's about, well, their creativity. But for you, it's literally very personal in the house of death, change, and transformation. So you might feel this transit really strongly activating really asking you to let go of a lot of things. Like you're just like cutting things out from your life that no longer serve you. Just like letting them go. That's what you're going to be doing for the next month or so, a little over a month, till June 25th when Venus goes direct. And that's significant right now. I would say that takes a little bit center stage. You'll go through a lot of changes in this next month or so, and it might feel a little intense because you've also got Chiron there, and he's the wounded healer, and he's like teaching you how to heal. And you also have Mercury there, which is like how you express yourself. So I would just like if I was going to give you some advice, it would be just let yourself go with the flow of where life takes you. That's what I would say. What name did you use, Kate, for PayPal? Yeah, right. But you're gonna be okay, cause we're all gonna be okay, you know. I just got a notification, so maybe that's you. But if you use a different name, if your PayPal has a different name, let me know too, because then that's how I can see. Let's see what else. You're also learning to work through a lot of communication, like shifting through communication. Okay, you guys, so the list is now closed. So from now on, let's not make any more payments. Okay, so Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are transiting your third house of communication, breaking down the way that the old ways of communicating. So like, for example, if there was like some old habit that you used to do in terms of communication and like reaching, you know, like talking to other people and expressing yourself to other people that was not working, all of that is being cleared so that to make room for you to communicate like a lot more clearly. That's why it's a good thing, because all of this Gemini energy is going through that shift, and then this is happening in your third house ruled by Gemini. So I feel like that's very significant for you right now. And then the South Node transiting your second house is giving you, oh, this is cool. So the South Node transit is a transit that gives you the opportunity to clean your slate and start new, start fresh. And he's going to be transiting your second house for the next 18 months. So, hey, we're like working on this with you now, right? We're working on a way to like find other ways of bringing in income and money. And so like, this is cool. This is a cool transit because like, it'll give you that clean slate and it'll say, okay, what do you want to do now? It'll take away some stuff, but then it'll open up the door for something else. So we're going to leave it at that. That was really sweet. That was a nice reading. Maria. Don't worry about it. I'll put you on the list. Just nobody else pay. Because after... Did we get the name that you used, Kate? So after Maria, the list is closed. Who's Bridal Vine? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. But after that, we'll put you Maria. Maria. You're welcome. It's only because of your butterfly. Just kidding. We'll be here all night if I keep adding people to the list. That's what I was afraid of. You were just about to say, may it be gentle and no more or less than is needed. Please, Lord. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Oh, that's Tanya. All right, so let me write Tanya next to it. So here's what I have. I have Lindsay, which we just did. We have Linda. Who's Tani? El Mecano. Oh, nice. It is a party tonight. Oh, what's going on over here? That's what I thought. Okay, so no. Wait. What in the world is going on? Okay, so bridal line is Kate. Got it. Okay. Kate Gruetzer. Okay, I need to write your names down because you guys get entered to win something for the month of May. So that's why I gotta connect the names, because like then I'll look back and be like Vital Vine 1 and I'll have no idea who that person is. Okay, so now I've connected the names together. We got you on there, Kate. We got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And then Lynn is Linda. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So, Linda, what's your question? Nobody wants tarot tonight. Well, here's the rest of the list, okay? Linda, Tanya, thank you for your patience. Nicole, Jessica, Kate, and Maria. Nobody wants tarot? I'm just kidding. So, so those of you guys that are getting readings, I don't know if I've seen your names or not in the astrology class, but if you didn't know, I am teaching astrology in a course called AQUARIAN Astrology, and each module is only $33. The first module is up and ready for registration. You guys can sign up for it and watch it. It's like everything's up there, even all the handouts and everything. Okay, awesome, Nicole. And it was a 2-hour and 38-minute class for $33. Anyways, it's really exciting. I'm getting module 2 ready, so by next Tuesday you'll be able to sign up for module 2. I just want to get everything like ready so it's very clear, and we'll be doing that, you know, the spring webinar, which I'm really excited about. I mean, why do I keep saying spring? The summer webinar to talk about the next 3 months of astrology. I want to know if my bloodline has any history of magic, healers / witchcraft, etc. Wow. My family does not believe in this woo-woo stuff like me. It's not woo-woo, by the way. Yes. Thanks, Wendy. So, do you want an astrology reading or do you want a tarot reading? My bloodline. Well, I don't know. Where are you from? Have you checked your DNA? I'm obnoxious, okay? Just fair warning. I get a little obnoxious. This is a cool question, though. So I'm going to need your information, like your time, your date of birth, your time of birth, and the location as well, so I can pull up your chart. If you already posted it, I apologize, but I will need you to post it again. Thank you. So think about, for the rest of you guys, whatever you need, whatever you want, make sure you have the information ready. If you're going to do astrology, I'm going to need your date of birth, time of birth, and location. All right, here we go. This is going to be a cool natal chart reading. Let's do this, baby. Okay, so we've got Lynn. August 6th. You know, you already know the answer to that question, right? You wouldn't be asking it if you didn't know the answer. You just want the confirmation. 2200. What time is that? It's okay. It's all good. I don't do, okay, I literally, I'm going to go 12. 11, no, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you were born. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. 10 p.m. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's okay. Sierra Vista. I don't know. It was just like making me work a little extra hard there, but that's all right. It was going to take me a minute when I was going to do this. Arizona. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Now I need to double check that I have it correctly. Sparky, that doesn't help. Yeah, okay. It's not you, it's me. Okay. Oh my God. August 6th, 1987, 10 p.m., Sierra Vista, Arizona. It is more accurate, yeah. I mean, military time is, it's kind of crazy, right? Okay, let's take a look at this. Whoa. No, Siri, I do not need your help right now. Okay, dokie. Let's share the screen. Oh, it disconnected. 0781. Did I just do that live on camera? Oh my God. All right, here we go. This is why I'm a 12th house Gemini. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Linda's birth chart on the screen. Let's focus. All right, so your question was about your bloodline. Has any history of magic, healers, and witchcraft? Let's see. Sparky. All right, so here's the first thing I'm going to say, okay? You got North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. Okay? It's time for you to find your own independence. In the past, or in past lives, you have been someone that has been very connected to relationships. You have been someone that identifies yourself with relationships. Even earlier in this lifetime, you're someone that identifies with other people. And so it's very difficult for you to step out there and be on your own, because literally where you're going is like this unknown realm. The universe is asking you to go independently into this unknown realm of Pisces, Neptune, the unknown, the divine, the mystical. So I would say that's 1 point here. We'll make little, that's 1 point. You'll give your question 1 point, okay? Because you are going onto this epic journey ruled by Aries, which is the Fool, which has to leap and trust that the universe will catch him into the mystical, into the unknown. That journey can be scary, but it's a very important journey for you. You have to do it. That's your destiny. It's your destiny to like launch yourself into the mystical. So there's a little point right there, okay? So that too, that could be that too. So here is, let's see. You are an Aries rising. I think that's probably why you're like, so you've been in the military for a long time. Is that what I'm like? Or is it, how are you connected to the military? You do have, I mean, you have a lot of Aries too. Like you have Aries rising and you also have Jupiter in Aries, which expands that energy. So you're like a very, like, you're big Aries energy. This is like, you're comfortable with yourself. Okay. Yes, it's possible. The sixth house, where your south node is also ruled by like daily schedules, daily routines, Virgo, right? That the military seems very like Virgo in a sense. It is very Aries, but Mars Aries energy, but it's also very Virgo in the sense of like they're very like, you know, you have to look good and you have to be in your uniform and you have to like do things in their schedules and there's there's military time, and so yeah, you have to move away from that. For shizzle dizzle. Okay, let's see what else I see. Whoa, that's a lot of Leo. But it's all in your fifth house. Do you have kids? Hi, Mama. Come here, Gaia. Come here, Mama. You can come in here with me. That's my dog. Hi, Mama. In details. Yeah, exactly, Sparky. Come here, Mama. Do you have kids? Hi, baby girl. You okay? You okay? She's a good girl. Okay, so because if you have Leo rules the fifth house, rules the sign of Leo, and so there's a lot of like kid energy here. Yeah, Venus and Mars in Leo. You love to be the center of attention. You love it. You're also really creative. Even Mercury. Wow, that's a lot of personal planets in Leo. You are the queen, my friend. You are queen. When my Saturn return began, I started really losing the passion, especially the politics. Yeah. Okay. What's this? Is this the Grand Trine? Let me look at this. This is definitely a Grand Trine. So you've got a Grand Trine and fire in your chart. Venus, Moon, and Mars. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't act that way, I swear. Interesting. So you have a Grand Trine and fire, which really activates your passion. And it is, you know, you've got Saturn, interestingly enough. Saturn is right here. He's in your 8th house of death, change, and transformation. But he's almost in your 9th. You know what creativity is? Having a daughter. That's the 5th house embodied right there. If you don't think you're creative, think again. So this Grand Trine and fire really activates your desire, your passion. That's what that does. Let's see what else I see. Let's see. So okay, so here's what I'm gonna talk about. What I left this for last because I saw it, but I'm gonna leave it for last. Okay. The 5th house it rules children. And you've got your Sun, Venus, like all of this Leo there. That's like, you were meant to have kids. You were meant to create life. Rebecca. Okay, so let's look at this. You've got Uranus and Neptune. Why is that important? Because they're in your 9th house of spiritual integration. What? You have Uranus and Neptune in your 9th house of spiritual integration. So you're asking, like, when it comes to the, you know, the mystical, the witchcraft, you called it the woo-woo stuff. The truth is that you do have a strong connection to a spirit, like a spiritual connection. But with Uranus being right here, it's like totally unique and different than you could imagine. Because Uranus is the planet of revolution. He's the rebel. You're like the spiritual rebel in your family. Now, I do see that here. And then with Neptune, right? Remember, Neptune rules the 12th house where your North Node is. So North Node technically has that flavor of Pisces, and that is ruled by Neptune. So in your 9th house, you have a connection to the 12th, which is the mystical. So that's 2 more points. So I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with yes. You are very deeply connected. Explore those realms. Explore those realms. I'll leave it at that. Against the system. That's hilarious. So there we go. That's Linda's reading. All right, we got Tanya, Nicole, Jessica, Kay, and Maria. Whew. Let's just keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. So, what is your question, Tanya? You're welcome. You're welcome, Lynn. Yeah, that was really, really cool. Waiting for Tanya's question. And do have your questions ready, you guys. It's after Tanya, it's Nicole, Jessica, Kate, and Maria. Just have your question fully ready. Thanks, Lynn. Que loca. That's funny. Okay. Okay. So let me pull up your chart. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Everyone that's waiting to get their reading. I really appreciate it. 92977. 913. Mr. Holly? Is that the name of a town? I learn something new every day. Wait, what? 2, 1? Stop it, Kate. Oh, Mount Holly. I was going to say, wow, U.S. names are getting weirder and weirder every day. 92977, 9:13 p.m., Mount Holly, New Jersey. New Jersey, right? Let me, hold on. It's like not recognizing what the hell I'm trying to do here. Okay, so here we go. Found it. Let's put the current transits onto it and take a picture. And then share it. Oh, you're welcome. 9212. Okie dokie. Okay, so here we go. That's not what I meant to put up on the screen. Give me a second. This is what I meant to put up on the screen. All right, so you want to know about career. Well, career is the 10th house. Oh my God. If I'm on the right path with my side business. Dang. You were born with Sun conjunct Pluto. That's crazy. What's your side business? What is it? North node, Libra conjunct Pluto conjunct the Sun. That's a lot of intense energy in your 5th house of creativity. Venus in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Moon in Taurus. Gemini rising. Moon conjunct Chiron. Oh, okay. See, I want to ask more questions. Like, why are you asking this question? So I want to, like, what do you, so is it going good? That's the question. Is your business going good right now? Or is it, like, what's the energy of it right now? The reason I'm asking that is because I see this like intense stuff going on in your 9th house of spiritual integration. And since your business has to do with like spirituality, that's significant. Because in essence, what's happening here with Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in your transiting your 9th house, well, they partly transited your 8th house too. But this is a lot of changing. This is a lot of transforming. This is becoming new. This is like anything that you believed in the past. All your belief systems are being like deleted and you are having to begin anew in that realm of your life. It's going great. I just feel it's more just a toolkit. So you're wanting to know if like it's safe to like approach. Well, actually, if it's going great, I would say that's awesome. You also have Mars just entered into Pisces, and Pisces rules that like divination and mediumship, and he is transiting your 10th house of career. So that might be your drive, you know, right now is being, you know, drawn towards things of the mystical realm. Like I feel like that's another positive aspect here. And it will, you know, Mars will be transiting your 11th house of friends and sharing your gifts with the world. And that's a divination practice and a spiritual practice. So if you listen to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction and the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, and you made the changes in your life and you started to do things in a different way in terms of your, I see that, Wendy, in terms of your, how old are you, by the way, Tanya? In terms of your, what's it called? You're like what the universe is asking you to transform into, to Wendy. If you listened to that, then you should be on the other side, like, because there's like an uphill and then there's a woo slide. However, Wendy did just point out something really intense. All right, you answered my question. Mediumship, it's been strong. Thank you. It's definitely changing. Thank you. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm not done yet. hold on a minute. You are, see, this makes me want to, you were born with Uranus at 9 degrees, of Scorpio. Okay? How do you lay it down, you know? So you were born with Uranus at 9 degrees. Do you know anything about the Uranus opposition? Because you were born with, I'm going to say this like the third time, with Uranus at 9 degrees. Now, I would actually have to do like a more intensive reading to figure out exactly what's going on. I feel like Uranus is going to go retrograde. I feel like Uranus, but okay, so I don't know if you've already had, there's 3, Uranus opposes your natal Uranus 3 times in your life. And it happens usually around between 42, 44 years old. I think it's, 44. So you could be approaching the Uranus opposition, because Uranus moves really slow. So even if it's at 2 degrees apart, right, transiting Uranus is opposing your natal Uranus. This is 7 degrees and this one is 9 degrees. So 2 degrees for Uranus can be like a whole year. So I would actually have to look at your chart and spend some more time. I actually recommend that you get a reading from me, like just a general, maybe a transit reading, or even just a general natal chart reading, or the extended reading, just because of there's going to be some massive changes going down if they haven't started yet. Because what happens when you have your Uranus opposition is like basically your Kundalini energy is activated, and right, it's a midlife transit. All your Kundalini energy, all your psychic intuitive gifts, all of it is just activated, fully activated, which is like freaking exciting. If you're like, since you're getting into the stuff, right? If it's getting stronger, you're feeling the pull of Uranus. It's electrifying your psychic senses. And so, yeah. So that's, yeah. So I would recommend like we go into more detail about it to find out exact dates. Because like, so Wendy right now, she's going through her Uranus opposition, and she's had that experience too, where like everything she gets really sensitive when it comes to like her psychic senses. She's like on it. But what happens is Uranus crosses over the natal Uranus, and then it retrogrades and it crosses over it again, and then it and then it goes direct and it crosses over it again. Each of those points, the first one, whatever energy you had in whatever chakra that was blocked, it'll stop there. You'll have to deal with that and then move, keep going forward. And then the next hit, it gets stuck in a higher chakra. You deal with it and you continue. And then the third one. So if you're able to go along with the changes and the shifts, and if you know those dates, you'll feel them coming, and you'll be able to like transition more smoothly through it. Although I don't think Uranus opposition is smooth transition at all. Oh yes, Shannon, great idea. Get Barbara Handclaugh's book too, called Astrology and the Rising Kundalini. That's a great idea. It also makes you want to shine your life. Exactly. Shake up your life. Yeah. So that is very, very significant for you. It's exciting. Very exciting. So we'll leave it at that. There's a lot of exciting things happening. I would say definitely keep moving forward. Don't stop doing what you're doing. All right, Nicole, you ready? We got Nicole, Jessica, Kate, and Maria. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Going on 2 hours now. Okay, awesome, Tanya. Yes. So Nicole, oh, you wanted to do tarot? Yes. So what's your question, Nicole? Okay. What would be helpful for me to know about myself right now? And or what do I need to learn about where I'm placing my trust? What does Nicole need to know about herself right now? And what does she need to learn about where she's placing her trust? What does she need to know about herself right now? And what does she need to learn about where she's placing her trust? What does she need to know right now? What does she need to know right now? Hey, Lisa. What does Nicole need to know right now? She needs to learn about where she's placing her trust. Interesting. So I'm feeling a little bit like of like resistance. Are you feeling a little bit of resistance in your life right now? Like a block, some kind of like a blockage? Whoa. Okay, because I was like, yeah, I was having trouble like pulling the cards. So let me take a look at this real quick. So here's what you need to know right now. The first card that you get is the Queen of Wands. Now when you get, well, obviously when you look at the image of these cards are really beautiful, the images in these cards. She has this wolf. I think that's a wolf. Yeah, it looks like a wolf to me. And so this animal spirit guide with her, right? But who she represents, the Queen of Wands, is she represents someone who has mastered her ability to, her passion, has mastered her desire, her passion. She knows what she wants to go for, and she understands. Now, I feel like there's some kind of new idea that's lurking within you, and you're just feeling maybe a little bit stuck. Well, okay, Ace of Swords right there. So the Ace of Swords is a new beginning in the realm of the mind. You need to start thinking differently. You need to start, so you have to let go of any thoughts that are not serving you right now, any belief systems that are not serving you right now. That's the realm of the mind. And when you start to let go of those things, I'm getting chills a little bit. When you start to let go of those things, what you're going to be able to do is to really shine bright with who you are. But there is a new beginning here, and I think you have to not be afraid and not feel alone, that you're on this journey alone. Don't feel that way, because you have, spirit guides, angels, teachers with you on this realm. And the sun, so your soul is wanting to shine bright. The sun card is also about joy and happiness. It's like just around the corner. You are actually reaping the benefits of the hard work that you've put into your life. The Seven of Crystals. And so this is a time, just like this image, this is a time for you to stop and take a look at everything that you've accomplished. You know what this card reminds me of? This card reminds me of Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter just went retrograde, and do you know what your rising sign is, Nicole? So Jupiter just went retrograde, and he's in Capricorn right now. And so, you know, his retrograde is going to last until September 12th. And he's asking us to, just like the Seven of Crystals, we've done a lot of work, but it's time to pause and look at what we've actually gained since like August of 2019. I know like since August of 2019, things have changed drastically and dramatically for all of us on the planet, literally on the planet. But it's time for us to reflect on that. So you're being asked to slow down with it. This is Jupiter retrograde speaking through. You have ideas, you have these things that you want to share with the world. I am not sure, March 9th, 74. Oh, yeah, it's okay. If you don't know, it's okay. Basically, like right now, there's something that you want to express and your soul really wants to shine through you, but you have to like cut through whatever is going on in your head, whatever belief system is going on in your head that makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you don't have what it takes, because you actually do have what it takes. And the last card here is the Strength card. So the universe is asking you to gather your strength, to be strong during this time that may feel like turmoil, that may not feel good, that may feel like there's a lot of internal processes going on, but maybe not enough movement or action that we're like desiring. I want you to pick a number between 1 and 7. A number between 1 and 7. And I'm also going to pull some Moonology cards. Okay. You got to get through whatever's blocking you right now. It's really intense. You got to face that. There's a fear that you're not facing right now. You have to just like, it's funny. You're like, where am I putting my trust in the right place? That tells me that you're doubting yourself. You need to stop doubting yourself. And you have to listen like more to your intuition, and it'll guide you to exactly where you need to be. Okay. So the two cards that you got from the Moonology deck are Emotions Are Running High, which I bet they are, the Supermoon. And it's time to take action, New Moon in Aries, right? It is. It is. You got to get moving. And then you picked 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. You right now are needing to work more on your root chakra, on grounding yourself, finding, this is the same as the 7 of Pentacles. They're both like in this meditation pose. You need to ground yourself. You need to find things that make you feel secure and stable in your life. And you need to work on any issues with the home, any issues with, you know, childhood trauma, things like that, that keep you from moving forward in life. Okay. So hopefully that gave you some insight, my dear. So we've got Jessica, Kate, and Maria. So Jessica, what is your question? Number 5 is a change number 2. Nice. Transit reading. You're welcome. So let me pull up the chart. September 10th. Whoa. Oops. I was just getting a call. September 10th. Let me actually send them a little message because, sorry, this is my sister-in-law. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to tell her to come in here. Okay. So here we are. Sorry about that. Apologies. Okay, let's get back to this. 1979. Time 9:42. Mangato. And is that Minnesota? No. What's MN? I'm good for some things. Other things, not so much. Can you write it out for me? MN, is that No. Michigan? No, Michigan is MI. Oh my God. Curious about a general reading or anything that would point to the crazy. Thank you. I don't know the East, okay? I just know the West, okay? Okay, so here we go. September 10th, 1942. All right, let's do this. Current transits. Oh, wow. Did we do a reading for you last week? I feel like your chart looks familiar. Oh, no. Thanks, Shannon. We got it covered. All right, let me share the screen. Yeah, you guys join the Facebook group too. It's called Channel for Grace Soul Tribe. There's a link in the description of the video. So, okay, so we did a natal last week, and now you want transit reading, just general, anything that would point to the general reading or anything that would point to the crazy secret scope. Okay. Okay, is there a lot happening in your at home? Has there been a lot happening at home for you? I bet you there has. A lot has been transitioning in the realm of your home right now for the last couple of years. That's definitely going on. You're going through, with Venus retrograde, you're going to be going through a very powerful transformation, and releasing a lot of things that no longer serve you, but also like reclaiming your faith. Like right now, this is a process of you reclaiming your faith. So your faith might feel like it's being tested a little bit. Although you are having to really look at how you communicate, how you express yourself, how you talk to people, and find new ways of expressing yourself. And you have to listen to what do you believe in terms of faith, and religion, right? Or whatever, spirituality. You've worked from home for years. Well, that might be changing for some reason. I feel like there's maybe not changing, but like not that you're gonna stop working at home, but that part of your life might be changing into something different. It may look different. But the North Node is transiting your 9th house of spiritual integration. So for the next 18 months, your journey is to discover what do you believe in? What do you love, right? What's important to you in terms of your spirituality? That's a big theme for you for the next 18 months. And also relationships are changing dramatically because Uranus transiting your 7th house of relationships, asking you to rebuild yourself, conjuncting your Chiron right now too, which is the wounded healer, which is also conjunct your moon. That is a big emotional shift in terms of relationships. So what is Uranus doing in your relationship house? This could mean that relationships are changing. This could mean that you're becoming maybe a little bit of a rebel in terms of your relationships. You're desiring more freedom. You're desiring more independence. Those kind of things could be going on right now for you. What else do I see? What else? Your creativity is actually really activated right now because Neptune, Mars, and the Moon are transiting your 5th house of creativity where your North Node is as well. So, you should focus on creative projects right now. You should definitely focus on creative projects because your intuition is heightened. Yeah, but still, like, you're going to be doing a lot of reflecting in terms of home. Like, what does home mean to you? Like, are you happy at home? What have you gained since August of 2019 in terms of, like, your home life? Whatever you do at home, what have you gained? It's time to reflect on that. And ask yourself, am I ready to receive the gifts, the fruits of everything that I've worked on? Everything that I've been doing. Am I ready to receive the benefit of that with Jupiter brings to you? Yeah, I still see like a lot of things shifting at home, believe it or not. It might sound crazy, but there's a couple more Saturn Jupiter conjunctions happening, and they're going to be happening in your 4th house. When Saturn goes back into Aquarius, he's going to go retrograde back into Capricorn, but then he's going to come back. The winter solstice is going to be right here at this point, which is your 4th house, where Saturn will conjunct with Jupiter at 0 degrees Aquarius, and that's going to be a very significant day for you. And it is happening right smack in your home realm. So that's what I see. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of some more clarity. Thank you, Jessica. So we got Kate and then Maria. I'll approve you, Nicole. I should make Wendy an admin in that group. If you want it, Wendy. Wendy's already got her own group too. If you want to join that one too, it's like PDF. The PDF Vibe The PDX Vibe Tribe is a cool group too, if anybody wants to join that one too. Ooh, I love that. Yeah, cool. Cool. New ideas coming in, always good. Hi, I'd like Tarot. I just wanted to ask a very general question on what my future holds for me with relationships and love. Okay, let's check it out. Do you want me to make you an admin, Wendy? And I guess Shannon too. I don't know. Wendy, you're a lot more on Facebook, right? Okay. What's your situation right now with relationships? Where are you at? What Kate's future hold for her with relationships and love? You're welcome. Wow. Okay. Wow, that is so not what I'm getting here in this reading. Are you interested in somebody? Whoa. How old are you? Is that too many questions? Hang on. Okay, what is going on here? What in the world? Prior to the lockdown, you were sort of... Here's the thing. You got Knight of Cups. You've got transformation. You've got the universe. You've got the Ace of Wands. Also, Four of Cups. The Lover's card. And the Two of Crystals. These are all the cards that came out. Why are you getting all these love cards? That's what I want to know. The Knight of Cups is your knight in shining armor. That's like coming to sweep you off your feet. There's, you know, but what the Knight of Cups does is he offers you a full cup, and that's why you want to go with that. You want to take that full cup. But something, you know, it's interesting. I'm wondering if, like, you're going to meet somebody. Honestly, I don't know. Right? Yeah, exactly, Shannon. You could be going through a Uranus opposition too, Kate, because the transformation card does kind of point to that. So interesting you say that, Shannon, because if you actually are going through a Uranus opposition, these cards make sense. These cards make a lot of sense. You're desiring something, right? The Knight of Cups, you're desiring something that is, it's not here, but you know, you feel like it's out there somewhere, and you got to go get it. You got to go find it. You got to go search for it. So you're going through this powerful transformation. You're connecting to the universe in a very strong way right now. There's a lot of creativity like coming and flowing your way. A new beginning, a creative new beginning. Interestingly enough, this card, no, unfortunately not, Lavinia. The list is closed, but I will be live next Friday. Unfortunately, actually, it's going to be earlier next week because of the new moon in Gemini. But just definitely subscribe, you guys, if you're not, so you can receive the notification when I go live. So this can mean pregnancy. This card can mean pregnancy, literal pregnancy, but it can also mean becoming pregnant with something that you are, yeah, it's a longing, right? Becoming pregnant with something that you were like desiring, not necessarily actual pregnancy. Don't want to scare you. But here's the thing. The Four of Cups, so interesting. So now this reading really does make sense. So the Four of Cups is about, it's feeling a little bit of disillusion. It's like focusing on all the wrong stuff. It's like seeing that you don't have what you want, and so life sucks. But the truth is that you have a lot of things in your life that you should be grateful for. A lot of, you know, an activation happening in your life right now. And maybe if you put your focus on that, yes, a rebirth, if you put your focus on that, it'll take you to where you really want to go. Because what you're looking for is It's like what you're desiring, right? The lovers, like a beautiful relationship is something beautiful that feels comfortable, that feels good, that aligns with who you are. But because you don't have it right now, you're feeling like you're just juggling a lot of things, including your emotions and your desires and your longings, and it's creating a lot of confusion, and it's creating this sense of like you can't really see the good stuff, you can't really see what you're grateful for right now. But when I look at these cards, I feel like everything that's coming for you, everything that's coming in your direction is actually really beautiful and really powerful. Now these changes can be very scary. They're not easy, right? They're not easy changes, but they're important changes, and they're happening whether you want them to or not. So you have to address what do you love? Do you love where you're at right now? Do you love the person that you're with right now? If you don't, you need to change that, because who wants to be stuck doing something that they don't love? Are you going to do that for the rest of your life? Right? You have to at some point think for yourself. Choose your own happiness over, right, someone else. You have to sometimes. Okay, good. Can you pick a number from 1 through 7? Number between 1 and 7. What can help her right now in terms of her emotional well-being? What can help her right now in terms of her emotional well-being? Okay. Interesting. Wow. Void off course moon. Look at this. Nothing will come of this situation. Yikes. And at the same time, nothing will come of the situation. At the same time, the energy is gaining momentum. Whoa, that's intense. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Manipura chakra. Solar plexus chakra. This is your willpower. You're waking up your inner strength. Your ability to take action in your life. The energy is building, and soon it will not be able to be held in anymore. And you will have to do what is the best for you in your life and take action, because the Manipura chakra is about taking action. It's the fire. It's the wands element. So there you have it. Dang. There's a lot going on there for you. Good luck. And we've got Maria. And this is our last reading, you guys. Oh my God, we made it. 2 hours and 20 minutes later. Whew. I got this. I got this. I'm ready for dinner. All right, Maria. What is your question? Thank you, everyone that signed up. You guys remember, if you signed up, you were entered to win a reading, or I might give away another one of my necklaces for the month of May. We'll do the drawing in June, but you do get entered to win when you sign up for these Friday night readings. Okay, let's check it out. You want a natal chart reading? You're welcome. I know there's a lot going on. (1018). New York. Okay. Have you ever had a reading before, natal chart reading? How familiar are you with your chart? Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. So let's see what we got for you. Thank you, everybody. This is our last reading of the night. So, in terms of, so you don't know anything about your birth chart? Okay. Well, you've got Sun in Taurus, Moon in Gemini, Venus in Gemini. You're a Sagittarius rising. You've got North Node Libra, South Node Aries. In terms of destiny, part of your destiny is actually to find your spirituality, your spiritual path, through your relationships. To leave this, to stop trying to do everything yourself and be very independent, and especially in terms of like communicating and actually communicating in the here and now, and actually taking it to the spiritual realm. You may feel comfortable in group settings that have a spiritual connection to them, but you want to move towards that. You want to go towards that direction, spiritual alignment. Having Pluto in the 10th house, that's interesting too. Pluto in the 10th house can mean different things. You also have Libra in the 10th house. So career-wise, you're best suited for a career that where you're in a relationship with other people. Interestingly enough, you are ruled by Jupiter, which rules your 9th house, which your North Node is in. So that's a very deep spiritual connection. And then your Jupiter is actually in your 7th house of relationships. So it adds to the Libra energy. And your Venus, wow, is in Gemini, which is where your South Node is. Interesting, which gives it a flavor of Gemini. There's a lot of connections here in your chart. This is kind of cool. So basically, in terms of Pluto in the 10th house, this is, you have a lot of power. Whether you feel it or not, or believe it or not, there you have a lot of power to influence a lot of people in terms of career and how you show up in the world. And you show up in the world and you share your gifts with the world in a very unique way. In a very mysterious, unique way. Have you found your niche yet in life? I think you get along well with people in terms of having Gemini at the cusp of your 7th house of your relationships. Yeah, exactly, right? There's a Gemini flavor. Yes, there is, Wendy. Well, you said May 9th, 1978 at 10:18 p.m. in Newark, New Jersey. That makes you, based on the information that is in the chat, that makes you Sagittarius rising. If you accidentally misspelled something or did a typo in the information you gave me and I got it wrong, well, then we got to redo it. But that's what it is. Moon conjunct Venus in Gemini, that's kind of nice. Like, you will attract someone into your life in terms of relationship that that hopefully that can activate your intellectual mind. And also having, you know, this Libra air energy in your 10th house, 9th and 10th house, this is also about mind communication. Connecting at an intellectual level, talking, sharing ideas. Yeah, and you also have Juno in Aquarius, another air sign. So you're best matched with another air sign. There'll be a lot of passion if you find somebody with air. I don't know what your relationship situation is. What else do I see here? Do you have kids? Whoa, Neptune conjunct your rising, your ascendant. I think that sometimes maybe you can get a little bit lost in your self-identity, like swallowed in the sea kind of feeling. This is a lot of Pisces energy, although Neptune in Sagittarius is very freedom loving. And so you require a lot of freedom in your life. You require a lot of independence. You require to be able to go and explore the world. You require that to not only explore the world, but explore the world through the mysteries of the world, the Pisces ruled world. So that's the divine, that's the mystical, that's the unknown, that's the stuff that's in the, you know, the Akashic records. It's 12th house stuff. It's like the end, the like the transitioning, the beyond the veil of this world and the other. And I think that's about it that I see here. You can be a little impulsive in your way of thinking, though, and expressing yourself at home. You can be like, you can just like say things without maybe thinking sometimes. But you also take the initiative a lot at home in terms of like the communication that happens in your household. You take the initiative. You can start things, but you may feel like you have a hard time following through with things. But here's the main thing. You have to try to stop being being independent is good, but you're meant to work with people. So use your powers of independence and desire for freedom to reach out and create like a beautiful network of people that you can work together with, use your power and influence the world in a really beautiful way. And I'll leave it right there. Okay. Thank you everyone so much for getting a reading with me tonight. Whoa, that was one long night. But I love Friday nights. I'm really excited. So next week, where's my schedule? So remember that you guys, if you want to learn astrology, sign up for my astrology course. The link is in the description of the video. Soon you'll be able to sign up for Module 2. Module 1 is available now. Also sign up for my newsletter. Subscribe to my email list. I send this newsletter once a week. It's the Moon Magic Report, and it tells you how your emotional body is going to be influenced based off of the moon and the sign and all that stuff. And also you get my free moon astrology guide when you subscribe to my email list. So next week, what do we got next week? On Tuesday, on the 19th, I'm pretty sure we've confirmed it with Chad from Chad Tarot channel. I'm going to be interviewing him on my channel. I need to like reconfirm that, but that's what is happening on next Tuesday. And then next Friday, we actually have the new moon in Gemini ceremony. So the mini readings are not going to be next Friday. They're going to be next Saturday. Yeah, thank you, Valerie. Thank you guys so much. So look out for next week, interview on Tuesday, Thursday night, new moon astrology video, and then Friday, new moon ceremony, and then Saturday, mini readings that evening. And that's what's up. If you guys want to sign up for personal readings with me, you can do so on my website. Just click on book a reading and it'll give you all of the options of the different readings that I have. And remember that I've added the compatibility reading and also the extensive relationships and history reading. I love you guys. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go have my dinner. Thank you everyone so much that signed up, and the moderators too, Wendy, Shannon, Rebecca, for hanging out and helping me out every night. Make sure to join our Facebook group too, Channel for Grace, Soul Tribe. And if you want to follow me on all social media, Instagram and Twitter too, it's at Channel for Grace. All right, love you. I'll see you guys next week. Sat Nam.